Hi, welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. My name is Adam, and today I'm going to be unboxing a brick of the WizKids Icons of the Realms Tomb of Annihilation pre-painted miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons. Quite a mouthful. And this is the first time I've gotten a brick of these. Before diving in, I'll briefly explain. As a kid, I got some of like their, I guess it wasn't HeroClix, it was Mage Knight figures, and I've occasionally used those for D&D. Great. But eventually I decided, these aren't painted perfectly. These could have been done better. And I stopped. And I just stopped thinking about pre-painted miniatures at all. I have gotten several Bones Kickstarter unpainted miniatures, and I will continue to do so. Those are such a great deal. These average to around $4-ish per miniature for the pre-painted. But the thing is, I've actually finally started painting some of my Bones figures. And I've discovered the miniatures that I paint, they're not perfect either. And they take so much time and effort, and I don't got unlimited time. So eventually I decided, you know what? Let's take another look at these. And I decided to go with this set, which was the 7th set, which I think they're on like set 12 now, because there is a Tabaxi Bard in, possible in these. It's only uncommon, it's not even one of the rares, and I was looking at spending $14 to get it solo, so I'm hopeful that I will pull that from this set, and basically have saved that money. So I was like, let's gamble and see if we can get that. But I figured, yeah, let's open up the plastic here. And we get, in a brick, which is just shy of like $100, we get 8 boxes. Each box has 4 miniatures that are pre-painted. One of them is like a large miniature, and the others are small or medium. But yeah, so we're gonna open up each of these and see what I get. And so yeah, you got, this was from back when they did Tomb of Annihilation, so Schult, island thing. Get some possible examples there. Their little promotion for it. Anyways, let's cut the tape on both ends. And dive in. Box 1. Okay. I'm at least semi-familiar with the things that are in this. This is a man trap. So it's a plant monster, generally useful for many options, so not a bad thing to get. And then our smaller ones, we got an Invisible, which they do occasionally have, Dragonbait Invisible, so it's one of the NPCs from the adventure in their invisible form. Whatever. Thinking, let's get a bit closer here. This is Valindra Shadowmantle. So probably an NPC from there. So it could obviously be used for whatever NPC or player character option there. And I'll set them aside because I noticed this one thing I like that they do. Okay, so we have our Velociraptor. And so this is like 5A of 45 because there are 2 different paint scheme options or something with this. But this one being a small as opposed to a medium, the base is actually smaller, which I'm quite fond of as far as keeping track of the size of things. yeah, those were the 4 from that crate. Then we got another. This one is actually one I don't care a huge amount about, but if I'm thinking it's one of the rarer ones. Man, is it heavy. Yeah, the Stone Juggernaut. I mean, so it's a cool one to get. It is one of the rarer options. So if I don't get the Tabaxi Bard, it will definitely go a long way in making sure that I can get it by trading in and such, because that's always an option too. But yeah, this thing has some real heft to it, and it's, I guess, something from the adventure and some sort of machine. And, you know, I wasn't that interested originally, but looking at this, the detail in the sculpts, it does look very cool. It has all this sort of detail in there. Then we got our guys in here. Got our little, what is he? Aldani. Some sort of little crab guy that has basically the same thing you use for a flight base, because his legs are so spindly, so to keep him up. Yeah, he's a little crab guy. Oh, good, yes, wonderful. We got a veggie pygmy. So, it's one of the fungus people that I have used in my games before, so that one's cool to have. And this one, oh yes, wonderful. We have a werebear. So, he's got a little braid on his chin, a maul, and yeah, they have the same issue as like some bones. They're plastic miniatures. There you got some bend, some weapons. But at least from what I hear, you can, like, if they have too much bend, you can do the same thing of heating them up in some warm water and bending them back the same way as you would bones, at least from what I've heard, although I've never actually done it. There we go. Our third box here. Okay. So we got a Terrafolk, so pterodactyl person, monster, creature. Quite the tongue there. Yeah, so you got that. Then into here. Oh, yep, an orc. Generally, always useful. I will eventually, I'm sure, need a whole bunch of these, so definitely a nice one to get. Another Aldani, only this one, you see, has a trident. It's attached, it looks like, to the base itself, not to the actual figure, so it just kind of goes up from the base and rests between his arm. Yeah, so another one of these lobster guys, only this one has a weapon. And then a small, it looks like a goblin, is a Batiri goblin, so whatever the Eyewind goblin there. Let's give it a little shot, because there is detail in his face in the sculpt, but not really painted in, so obviously, yeah, the paint's not perfect, like I said. They're not perfect paint jobs. They're just not a whole lot worse than I could do myself. And they're a lot less work. Box 4. Yes! Alright, this is one of the larger ones I was hoping for, and there's 2 variants of it. Let's see, oh yeah, this is the preferred one as well. Okay, so this is a Dao. So, Earth Genie, and there were 2 options for it. One of them had like a weapon, like a hammer or something. Another, it has this magical earth effect where it has rocks floating through air. Anyways, Earth Genie, awesome. Always can use cool genie miniatures. You know, at least 1 or 2 of each one would eventually be something I would love to get. So this is definitely one of the larger ones that I was hoping for. Very cool. What we got? Is this Minsk and Boo? And is there he is. It's like gotta focus there. He's hiding between in there, but yeah. So we got Minsk and Boo. So that's of course a historic character from the lore. And this one, oh yeah, these are great. He's got Monodrone. So one of the Modrons. I'm not sure if I'd ever actually use them, but they're cute, little, interesting guys. So there's that. And this one. And another Batiri Goblin. Ooh, went flying on me. Although this one, you can see, does have paint on the face. In fact, it has like painted like, it's got like a mask, like a skull mask on. So yeah, it's a different Batiri Goblin. Box 4, we've opened up half of them now at this point. We got a Nikoloth, which I guess would be one of the Yugoloths, I'm guessing. But yeah, it's a big, scary guy with a sword. Could also just be whatever demon or devil you needed to represent. And what is this? Is this a salamander? Nope, it's a fire newt. Got a little transparent fire effect in his hand there. But just general little fire newt. The Monodrone wouldn't be complete without the Duodrone, the next step up. This one's a little box with Mr. Mime hands. So another one of those Modrons. And a Nothic. Not a bad pull either. Box 6 of 8. Getting it close. Come on. Oh, yes, that's a good pull, though. Okay. Here is one of the other large ones that I really wanted. It's a Marrow. It's got awesome transparent wave effects. And yeah. It's basically wielding an anchor. But it's the evil merfolk-like people. Sculpted, at least, is pretty cool. Guy already found his way out of the bubble wrap. It is a Veggie Pygmy Chief. So, like that little guy from before, only fancier because he's the chief. Got Velociraptor 5B, which I believe is the other paint job. So we got both of the looks for the Velociraptor here. What's that guy's bubble? And we got a red cat. Dude with a red hat, yep. Alright, we got our penultimate box here. Box number 7. It's got a Gurleon. There's like a six-limbed gorilla, white gorilla monster thing. Oh, got big tusks. Looks like a generally mean thing to fight. What do we got here? Got a human druid. Not bad, with some sort of spell effect in his hand. So, not a bad pull. Not a Tabaxi Bard. Still. We have a Sioux monster. Just something with a tail, and I have really no idea what this is. This one I'm lost for. Okay, I got this thing. And okay, this is not a bad pull either. Though, kind of feels scary because it does leave us to our last box to possibly get what I really want. This is Ashara, which is an NPC of an Aarakocra. So, Aarakocra miniatures, not a bad thing to get. Because it's one that I don't really have a miniature for, so now I have something for that. Alright, and 8th and final box. Nope. So our larger figure is a Camadon, which is like a panther with snakes coming out of its shoulders. Sure, why not? We got another of the Aldani lobster people. We have a Chaltan zombie. Okay, so like a tribal zombie guy. Undead are always in use, so let's find a focus point for him. So, zombie dude, not bad. Hey, did I? There's a tail. Alright. Tabaxi Hunter. There were 2 Tabaxi in here, and this is not the one I really wanted, but it'll work. It'll be a Tabaxi miniature, and I might still go ahead and buy the single for the other one. But this is a Tabaxi Hunter, so you see it's 21B. I really wanted 21A. Oh well. So yeah, a Tabaxi miniature at least, so not a complete waste. Yeah, so Catfolk. And this one is notably bigger than all the others. It is very evident that the base on the bottom of it is for a large creature, but it should be a huge-sized base for the size that this thing is. Like, when you sit it down, you don't see any base. It covers it all. But I did get, at least one of the Tabaxi guy. I got the Marrow and the Dow. A handful of just, I got an orc and a zombie, some goblins, veggie pygmies, just some generally useful things. I did get a few of the little Aldani, so I can do a little encounter with those. I got both versions of the Velociraptor. I got the Aarakocra guy for an NPC. I got, I got a Druid figure and a few others that could be... It's like, Minx Skambui I can't really use for just anyone, but some of the other NPCs that aren't so much from the history of the game, I can use for just anyone. Otherwise, yeah, Fire Newt, the Nothic, Redcap, some things that I've at least heard of and remember from the books. As far as, oh yeah, I can pull up that monster now. Maybe that'll give me an excuse to use it. But this is my first real excursion into the Icons of the Realms pre-painted miniatures. I did, before delving into this, I got like a single box of one of the sets just to make sure, happy with. But otherwise, this is the first time I've really delved into it, and I'm thinking I'll probably do more of it. Largely, I'm thinking I want to keep getting more of the Dwarven Forge, like dungeon terrain. And when I look at that and I put my little Pathfinder pawns on it, I'm like, not as happy. It's like, these guys definitely look cooler on the, if I'm going to get the fancy terrain. Obviously, the pawns are still, as much as I say, I will probably get more of these. I'm still going to get bones that I have to paint myself because they're a better deal than these. I'll probably still continue to, at least on occasion, get pawns because they're an amazing deal as far as how many figures you get for how little money. But obviously it's, how cool do they look and how little work are they is kind of what you're paying extra for. And the werebear. I forgot the werebear. That is a generally useful. I can inflict my players with lycanthropy now. As if I couldn't do it before. But yeah, so that's the Icons of the Realms, Tome of Annihilation, Dungeons & Dragons, pre-painted plastic figures by WizKids. I'll link below where you can find them online. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.